Good morning, Titan City. I'm your man Alien, and you are watching the Cyber News. Today, a bit late overview of the whole release of the May 2023, some interesting announcement, and that's it. Intro. Are you guys ready for the infestation? I hope you do, because now I have to tell you everything about the whole release. It's a bit late, I was telling you about this, but we were on Gamma Expo, so we also visit San Francisco. That was very interesting trip and very interesting expo, and we just make some nice contacts and things that will develop further future of the Titan Forge. So in fact also yours future. So there was some good things over there. We were in an awesome place. I can just show you because this is my new coffee mug. I loved it there because it's like here, small confined space, not much of a light, you just sit here like Alcatraz, yeah. Okay, let's go into the miniatures. Over here we have like the full like poster of the infestation. Like I said in the small preview, I was strongly inspired, of course, by aliens, but lots of you, not a guess, but very good observation, and that a lot of this stuff is from the very old TV series Space Above and Beyond. Awesome TV series, of course, cancelled because but lots of cool designs also inspired from movies like Aliens and that stuff that I love. So in the Titan City stories we have this whole like colonial guard, like marines, defending against the liquidators, and I just scroll to them. Okay, General Kala. It's like very a straight idea for this guy. Huge, he has a mustache, 2 guns, and some of the aliens fans over there may recognize like some hints to the guy from one of the books. I can't remember exactly because I wrote this like very long time ago, but there was a book where there was a general who has like 2 golden guns and he was breeding his own species of aliens, and at the end those aliens just killed him, but that his plan was that he will fight old aliens by using what his breed of his special aliens. He was just like this full gun-ho marine general. That was my inspiration behind this guy. Huge like medals on his chest, very like satirical approach to the general. He's like he has medals, but he's like field ready, so 2 guns. Funny mini. I have fun making him. Next is Vansen. I already talked about her in small preview. Of course, she's a hint to the Vansen from the series and to the Vasquez from Aliens, like heavy machine gun operator, but with our like twists to them, like the cyberpunkish hairstyle. So more ornaments. Actually, I was looking about very old concept art from Aliens. There was a first concept for the smart guns, and over there the smart gun operator has like whole arm in cyber wear to operate this gun. Very nice concept art. So that was also like from those areas. Rolson is of course like Drake from Aliens, and he's like partner with Vansen, like Drake and Vasquez. Heavy gun operators, of course, he has a cap on his head and some necklaces. In movie he also has, I don't know if you know that, but there was like parts of animal bones attached to his cap. Funny things, because James Cameron during the movie allowed the actors playing Marines to make ornaments for their weapons and the costume as they wanted to. So they just went crazy. He just like throw a bunch of stuff on the table and said like just like make something interesting out of it. And they have like freehand for do this. So this is like very cool. That's why they are very distinctive to this day, and that's why to this day we are like artists like taking inspiration from that. And here's the like result of this. Knight the android, like the mix between David and Bishop, also with the face. Like the engineer guy in the series, the androids were called silicants, and that was very interesting, just the name. And he's like more non-combat, mini in this pose with holding the engineering case. Whole Colonial guards, they are actually partly modular. I can show you this, I have them in Blender, and they have a lot of modular heads, and those heads later also goes into the exosuits. I will speak about them in a minute. So you actually have like 4 bodies, but by mirroring them and adding a lot of heads, you can just like make like a whole big squad. So that's them. Awesome guns, yes, they are from Space Above and Beyond, of course inspired. Helmets, awesome, generally awesome design, I love them. And there was no point like with the, I don't know which time, again make something inspired by aliens. Those guys are inspired by aliens, so I get inspired by them. So it's like longer chain, but the nicer effect, I think. And of course exosuits are like great inspiration and mention of the exosuits from old video game Aliens vs Predator 2, where you can like operate this kind of suit in the guys who are playing maybe Alien RPG, or there's like board game with aliens. You can use them. I think they are they are very good executed to be similar to those from the game. And like I said, the heads from the Marines goes attached to those whole bodies of the exosuits. You can just like close this cage. So actually you can have like multiple of them, looking like you have like lots of them, but in truth you have only 2 designs, but you can just mirror them. So it's like easier way to make them, a lot of them. But actually how many exosuits do you need? Yeah. Okay. So that was the part of the Titan City stories with the Marines and with the monsters. This is actually awesome stuff to talk about, because actually one of you made an awesome comment, and there's only one of those comments, because all of the rest of you like those, but one guy, I have to find it, I have it somewhere over here. Oh yeah, everything looks really great, except those liquidators. Those look like hot garbage. Someone misses a deadline, huh? Okay, so I assume this is a joke, so no worries. But actually, no, we did not miss the deadline. Actually, there was the hardest thing to do in this release, because later in the days when I was sculpting some stuff by hand using green stuff and stuff like that, more or less those guys will be easier to do this way by hand, because you will just roll a stuff of green stuff and a bunch of green stuff and put it together. I imagine it could be easier to sculpt them by hand, but in Blender or ZBrush. I think this is like hours and hours of work, but I usually try to work smart and try to new techniques, like from maybe this release from Hackers, when from the Cyber Cthulhu, when you had those minis with this cubes, when they were, this is like a special techniques makes in Blender. Those guys are procedurally hard word, generated, and of course hand managed to look like this. So this is actually not very hard process, but very complicated process to get them to look like this. If they look like a pile of garbage, okay, no problem. Lots of you say they look like spaghetti. I can promise you, if you don't print them already, they are awesome after print. I have them over here, and they look so cool, so cool. I was worried a bit about them before we test print them, because I was not sure this is a good idea, but I wanted to try it nonetheless. But after the print, they look so awesome. I strongly encourage you to print them, try to paint them. Really, you won't be disappointed. They look so cool. really, really cool minis. This is nothing I didn't saw something like this before, and it's not not being modest, but just a cool technique. No, come on, guy. Oh, he doesn't want to get into focus. Okay, no problem. Please try them. They are really, really cool. The whole idea about them is like they are like some kind of liquid, and they also inspired by mimics from Prey game. So at some point they are like trying to look like humans, but they are just like some weird aliens. Just because if we made another bunch of xenomorphs, I love xenomorphs, but how many of those you can make? Like this is at least, I hope so, it's something original, and really just print just this big one, just to have him. Really, it's so cool. It's so cool to have him on the desk. Maybe and hopefully it will be useful for one of your games. And I need to sip of coffee. Okay, so that's the part, and of course putting them into those poses like they are dynamic. Really, that was a challenge and something that I want to try, and I hope most of you like it. So I think I accomplished this. Marcin was making first company elite squad, and you know what we are doing with this, okay? I know you know, but they look very elegant in my opinion. This is always cool for me to look at them during the previews because I don't make them. And I have like different perspective, and I can tell you like I'm not a great fan of grim dark future, but I like it, so I can just like tell you what I think about them, and they look very elegant. So I don't know if the proportions are in our case a bit more human. I can be wrong, but in my opinion, so especially this guy in the middle without helmet, he looks so cool. First company Preacher, you also saw the bust of him, so a bit more details because there's a bigger version. Very cool mini, lots of details in the bust. This version, oh yeah, this one with this skull on his face. I can show you close up over here. Oh, come on. Yeah, for me, this is a win. He looks menacing. And those candles on the backpack, yeah, so nice thing to model after, or just make like some lightning with painting. I would really love to see that, and I'm sure that some of you guys can make like beautiful stuff with this. Oh, of course, this bust, you saw this small preview. First company device, the best render ever, like a base with the antenna, awesome. And of course RHO, Armored Transporter, in 3 versions, where you can make like different variation of this vehicle. You have this over here. There's like lots of parts, but not very small parts. So this is, I think, is very easy to modulate. I probably have him here in one of the versions. So he's very cool. Parts are hollowed, so he's light. Not much of resin is going into that. Really cool. Okay. And what we have here, of course, the terrains made by other Marcin, who's sitting over there. And he was going into this vibe like in Starship Troopers, when you have like barricades that they are not and this is his words, it's very cool, they are like for protecting the Marines, but they are so easy to penetrate, to go over it, so this is like almost funny. So this is like idea for this, so they just like have stuff to stand behind, but they actually have no cover. So of course the terrain and the turrets, flame units, bases, which are actually, I will just like give you a bit zoom. For me, when they are like have more flat surfaces and those railings, this is for my personal taste a much better look. Other than you have too much stuff on the base that is stops to being a base and starts to being like diorama, so love them. And oh, I scrolled it over. Solarians are like for Hyperfront. Was talking about this with other Marcin, since I was already in this pool of space above and beyond, so why not do the inspiration, take the inspiration from the awesome vehicles from this show. The Hammerheads fighters over there was beautiful, and Oder Marcin makes some beautiful stuff inspired by this for the Hyperfront. The main ship from the movie, the series, the Saratoga, is also like inspired of getting inspired over here. So really very nice, and it was very cool to see your comments that you are resonated with that, that you know what we were shooting for, and of course you were asking about if we will be make Chigs are those aliens that were fighting, the humans were fighting in the series. Do we will make them in the future? Probably, because we talked this already today. Ships were cool, minis, the like whole armor of the alien soldiers were very cool. So there is a big possibility that you will receive something similar to those in the future, but like I usually always say, no promises, because you never know what will happen during the design process on the making the project. So but probably, yeah, you like them, you want them, so you will probably get them. This is what we do at Cyberforge, but it usually takes us some time. So this is the whole release. As always, tons of minis, lots of work. We are already making another release. We are getting closer to our 3rd anniversary. Of course, we will prepare something very special for you for this release. And for now, I hope you are already enjoying this, because, like I said, this is a bit late, and you probably already download them. So please show us as soon as you can your prints, your paintings. Because it's always cool to see this. Tag us on Instagram, because I'm always reposting your paintings on the Instagram, which is very cool stuff to do. And the small announcements. So we already posted this today on our social medias, but I will show you this over here. And the team from Cyberforge, of course, a whole Titanforge, but especially team from Cyberforge, that means me, but maybe later the whole team. Are making some minis for our friends from Res Nova Games that are putting out new Warzone game, skirmish wargame called Warzone Eternal. For me, this is really special, because this is the first wargame. Old Warzone is the first wargame that I played ever. So first. Maybe second, maybe first one was the old Warhammer, but for sure I played it a lot. I loved it. I love the whole Mutant Chronicles settings. I loved it to the point where, for some years ago, I was making like fun movie about it, and it came out that this is the only fun movie of Mutant Chronicles out there. People call it very good and say it's better than the original movie that were out. That's fine. I'm cool with that. I will post it in the link will be in the description below. You can check it out if you like it. It will be very cool. But what's more important, please check it out. The link for the Kickstarter of this game that will be also posted below. So you can, because for now I cannot tell you or show you what I already did for Warzone Eternal. We'll have to wait for the Alex, Jake, and Brian from Res Nova Games to show it to you on the Kickstarter or their social media. So stay tuned and look over there, and we'll see where this will go. Maybe we'll make more, maybe something. I cannot say anything. Just observe this. So for now, we are working for the new release. As always, lots of stuff. The season of the expos are coming, so we have a lot of work. We will see each other or SN Spiel for sure, and in UK Games Expo there's like lots of stuff I can't even remember, but I will be posting you about it. Subscribe and like the video. Like I said, we don't like earn money from the YouTube. This is only for your convenience, so you can have notifications about the new movies and new information. I think that's it. Stay tuned. Stay cool and stay cyber.